right now, very pleased to have with us on the program writer and columnist Mary Graber. Mary, thank you for your time.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me.
I loved your piece at Pajamas Media, pjmedia.com, the Skeeter president mock on Americans. Now, talking about President Obama's skeet shooting picture, and, I'll be honest with you, Mary, when this picture first came out, and we had people like David Plouffe and Jim Messina and others, oh, Skeeters, let's hear from you. Come on, Skeet truthers. My first response was, I'm not going to pay any attention to this picture whatsoever because, whether the president goes skeet shooting every weekend or whether he never goes really has no bearing on my right to keep and bear arms. I think they wanted to get gun owners riled up a little bit. But now that the news cycle has kind of moved on, now that they've tried to put it out there that, oh, yes, the president, he does know what he's talking about when it comes to firearms. Now I think it's a much better time to, as you say, go back and actually mock what these people were trying to tell us.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was a fun article to write. I mean, I just had a ball looking at all the photoshopped pictures of Obama. I mean, people have a great imagination, and I think this is something that backfired on them. I don't think gun owners got riled up. As a matter of fact, they just had a lot of fun with it. So, I don't know what the purpose was, but what I saw being ominous were the tweets that were being sent out. I mean, here you have the White House communications director tweeting for all the Skeeters, POTUS shoots Clay target on the range at Camp David. It was a taunt to enemies, to his enemies list. That to me was, ominous. I don't know if that's ever been done before. So obviously, it's seen as an opportunity to cast gun owners as a bunch of crazies, conspiracy theorists. But it seems like the conspiracy was on their part, wasn't it?
Well, I think that it was, and I definitely think that that's what they were trying to do. I think that they had this plan that, all right, we're going to stir up some stuff. And, David Axelrod had made some comment about, I don't know why we waited 5 days to release this picture. I know why. Because they wanted to get people saying, oh, there's no picture. There's no picture exists. President's never gone skeet shooting. And then they could release the picture. Aha, skeet truthers. And again, gun owners didn't play along by and large. There was no or very little, of the conspiracy theories. Was this photoshopped? There was a little bit of that, but you're always going to get a little bit of everything on the internet. But, you write, Chris Cillizza and Aaron Black of the Washington Post kind of excused the tweaking and the attempts by Team Obama to try to, get gun owners angry and get them frothing at the mouth. Because they said, quote, while Obama and his inner circle pride themselves on their lack of drama and their tendency not to overreact to the political winds that buffet Washington, they have repeatedly shown a keen awareness of concern or awareness of and concern for issues that likely would have been considered beneath most past administrations.
Yeah, isn't that ironic?
Yeah. Well, it also seems like they're making, look, they're not just showing a keen awareness and concern. They're trying to drum up and manufacture stories and controversies that would be beneath most previous administrations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this is unbecoming to the office of the presidency. I can't recall at any time in history when an administration has done this. This is the strategy of petty dictators, not the American president. So it's really appalling. And I just thought, we haven't heard anything more about it. So obviously, this hasn't worked out the way they intended to. And like you said earlier, this has absolutely nothing to do, whether he goes skeet shooting, has nothing to do with the rights of Americans to bear arms.
Absolutely. So, but Mary, when you point out the photoshops that were done and the White House saying nobody photoshopped this, We're going to put this picture out. Nobody Photoshop this. Look, this is, I think, one of the great things about the United States of America is that, we do have a healthy distrust of overbearing authority. But we also, you know what? We don't like people telling us what to do. So you tell us, hey, don't Photoshop the president. You're going to get lots of people Photoshopping the president. And this is the point that you sort of, that you make, is that when you have people who want to behave like tyrants, you can either let them or you can not let them. And mocking them, this humor, deflating them, puncturing that ego and bringing them back down to size is actually very effective.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the petty dictators, that we've had in history are the ones who try to control this. So this is, very effective. And it kind of reminds you of, living under a communist regime where you're told that you have to respect the leader. I mentioned that, although I came here when I was 2 years old, I was born in a communist country. And, I went back to what it was still Yugoslavia then, as a child with my parents for a vacation for our first trip back. And you didn't dare criticize Marshal Tito. People spoke in low tones. They were afraid. So, so I was really heartened by all the photoshopping that was going on. I'm sort of watching the American people succumbing. We're subjecting ourselves to body searches just to board a plane. I mean, how far is it going to go? And this little incident told us we're not going to be pushed around and told what to do. So it was a great thing, and maybe they'll do some more of that so we can have a few more good laughs. I love seeing Obama in the pink tutu and the Beverly Hillbillies truck, and it was just a creative outpouring.
Well, it is, and again, I think it is part of the plan for Team Obama to make gun owners angry. To say things that are so outrageous and to do things that are so outrageous that the natural impulse is to get angry, so that then they can portray gun owners as crazy, angry people who shouldn't have firearms. So, I think if you can diffuse and deflect and actually redirect that back in the form of humor and to mock these people incessantly for their silly little ideas and their lame little stunts and their tired proposals that they continue to tell us will make us safer in front of the cameras, and then the vice president says, well, actually, they really won't. If we can mock them for that, and we don't have to use deception or we don't always have to use Photoshop. Frankly, we can use wit and humor and sarcasm and all kinds of things and just point out their own words as we make fun of them.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, he did look ridiculous, and his spokesman looked ridiculous. And anytime you try to overcompensate for something, the way Obama was, I don't know if you've seen those pictures of Vladimir Putin, he's bare-chested and, riding horseback, and, I mean, it's absurd. It's ridiculous. It just says something about you, about your lack of confidence, that you have to go out there and you have to try to prove something. And, that's the way Obama is coming off, and as long as he keeps doing that, I'm going to continue to point it out, and so will others. And humor is a great weapon.
Absolutely.
It's being used. It's been used by dissidents throughout history.
Mary, thank you so much for coming on the program. I'm so encouraged that they actually let you teach in a college somewhere. It gives me hope for the future. I hope that you'll come back as well.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you very much.